thank you to everybody for tuning in to Blue and Gold Network. I'm Austin Bargo. I'm with Steve Black, and we're here at Knox Central versus Jackson County.
Yes, Knox Central, Jackson County again. It's nice working with you, Austin. First time that we get to work together, so I'm looking forward to that. And so Knox Central, Jackson County, here this evening here on the Blue and Gold Network. Thank you for joining us. Knox Central coming into tonight's game 13-4 on the season, 6-2 in the region. And Jackson County coming in 9-9 on the season, 1-6 in region. Thing about Knox Central coming in on a 2-game winning streak, I believe. A couple of games over the weekend as they beat Hazard and beat Rockcastle County. For Jackson County, started out 8-3, losers of 6 of their last 7. So if you're Jackson County, you're looking to try to break that streak. If you're Knox Central, you're looking to keep that momentum going. As Knox Central, after this game, Austin, they go into district play tomorrow night. Big one against Pineville. Also going to be on the Blue and Gold Network. And speaking of big game, yourself going to be involved in a big game tomorrow night as well. While we got a couple minutes before the start of this game, let's talk about tomorrow night's contest real quick, because you're involved in one of those. Talk about tomorrow night's contest with Pineville.
Well, it'll probably be so far our biggest game of the year. District play, like district time, it's always a big time of the year for any team, but it's important for us, like based on seeding. I mean, it is for everybody. You gotta play to win those district games so you can set yourself up for.
We had the big win against
at the end of the year.
Definitely, you had the big win against Barberville last Friday night. Of course, you'll play Lynn Camp later this week, so you're going to get your district out of the way. So tomorrow night, definitely probably going to be battle for first seed when the district comes up. And we're going to take a pause right now as PA announcer Nick Cole getting the introductions, and we'll play our national anthem, and then we'll get ready for our starting lineups and our contest for tonight.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Knox Central High School tonight. Basketball action for the visiting Jackson County Lady Generals. And your Knox Central Lady Panthers. At this time, would you please rise and remove your hats as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, the playing of our national anthem. We'll get ready for starting lineups here in a moment. So, Austin, what are your thoughts on tonight's contest? You had a chance to kind of take a look. What do you think, in your thoughts, what do you see is going to happen tonight? What's the keys to winning for Knox Central?
We got to play fast. We got a really good group of guards, and when we play fast and use that to our advantage, we're hard to guard for other teams. when we do that. We can put up a lot of points.
So Austin's saying, force the issue tonight. Let's get it going, get that transition going. And let's see.
We played Jackson County early in the year, and at Jackson County, and I was at that one. We pressed, and they couldn't really handle pressure very well. That was a big thing in that last matchup.
Austin talking about that last matchup back on December 6th, 77-49 win for Knox Central as we get ready for the starting lineups for Knox Central. Now, one thing of note, we'll try to get a name of a person, number 13. I did not have her on the roster for Jackson County. Getting the start for Knox Central, Shelby Mills, sophomore, came over from South Laurel. Mackenzie Hensley, sophomore as well. And Hannah Melton, one of the seniors on this year's squad. And then Kelsey Smith, another senior. I don't know if you know her that well, right, Kelsey?
Yeah, I know her.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
I have the Kelsey Smith fan club president next to me here tonight in Austin Largo. So, and then Hallie Collins will get the start as well. So for Knox Central, it'll be Smith, Melton, Mills, Hensley, and Collins. For Jackson County, it will be Sammy Creech, Ansley Nichols, Abby Gilbert, Hannah Jackson, and then number 13, again, do not have her number on the roster. It may be one of the other people here, and it may be just a different number. If we get that figured out, we will recognize number 13. How's that? So as we get ready to get started, it's going to be Gilbert and Collins to tip things off here from Knox Central High School. And the tip, it goes directly to Knox Central. Smith with it. Hensley, three from the corner. It's good. And right away, Knox Central on top, 3-0. And again, Austin, feel free to chime in at any time. Any analysis?
Yeah, that was a good start right there.
And that's one of the things you talk about, kind of a fast start, fast pace. That will bode well for Knox Central here this evening.
Yeah, Gilbert for Jackson County, I thought she was injured. I guess she's good to play now. There's maybe something in her knee.
Well, I know we were talking about that earlier with Harrison, and that could have been kind of part of the, the recent losing streak, if you will, six out of the last 7. But Gilbert in the lineup, as you mentioned. Get the ball down into Nichols. Gilbert with it, triple teamed. She kicks it out over to Creech. Shot up, no good. Battle for the rebound. It'll go to Knox Central. Now, I believe, we've got a copy of the scoreboard on your video screen, so you can see everything that's going on there. But we're approaching the 7-minute mark here. Knox Central with the already 3-0 lead. Try to get the ball into Collins. Over her head, out of bounds. It'll go back to the Generals. And if you're watching us this evening, first, thank you very much for doing that. But tell us where you're watching from, and we'll do our best to shout you out as you enjoy some Knox Central basketball here on the Blue Gold Network. Smith in a battle there with Creech. Our mystery number 13. Ball goes out of bounds, back to Knox Central.
So they're going to pressure them, guard them out face-to-face.
Kelsey Smith with a basketball running point. Gets it into Collins. Turnaround jumper from the free throw line. No good. Rebound from Jackson. Here comes Creech now for the Generals. Tries getting to Gilbert. Stolen by Collins in transition. Shelby Mills up and in. Nice assist there from Collins. Makes it 5-0. Nice transition there on that last basket there, Austin.
Yeah, they're
and as you were saying that, Collins with the steal and goes coast to coast with another bucket. But as you said before the game, they just need to push things, and they've been doing well with that. Also getting those transition buckets off turnovers.
Gonna get a foul there on Kelsey. You're gonna get some fouls when you're playing defense that hard.
Yeah. Comes with the territory. Ball inbound. Another steal from Collins. Oh, but could not get the handle on it to finish things up. But again, good aggressiveness on Knox Central's defense so far.
Yeah, we're speeding them up.
Approaching 5:40 to go here in the first. Knox Central by a touchdown, 7-0. Picking up the basketball is Nichols. Now they swing it over. Gilbert. Skip pass over to Nichols. A three, no good. Rebound by Smith. And Panthers are going to push things. Hensley kicks it over to Melton. Shot up and good. Nice ball movement there, Austin, from the Panthers as we get a timeout. And as with the timeout, we'll let Austin read some ads. Go ahead, sir.
We'd like to thank Blue Willow Gifts of Barberville. Blue Willow is located in the Parkway Plaza in Barberville. They offer one of the largest gift selections in southeastern Kentucky. For more information, follow them on Facebook at Blue Willow. And thank you to Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream. Get up to 100% college tuition. For more information, go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate newspaper for supporting Knox Central media students in this stream. The Mountain Advocate is Knox County's most reliable source for news, printing, copier sales, and much more. Stop by and see us at 214 Knox Street, across from Subway in Barberville.
All right, back to action. 5:10 to go here in the first. 9-0 Knox Central. On top here, Jackson County. Nice pressure from the Panthers. Smith forces the turnover, and they've got the numbers. Melton up and in. Nice steal there from Kelsey there, Austin, to kind of start things. Get another easy bucket. Driving in, Gilbert up and in, and so Abby Gilbert finally getting Jackson County on the scoreboard. 11-2 your score. Knox Central, Shelby Mills, long three, and it is good. 5 points on the night for the sophomore, and it's 14-2. Gilbert trying to get over the timeline, does. Three, and it is good. Give that one to Ansley Nichols. Seems like Jackson County getting a little bit more comfortable trying to break that that press from Knox Central, Austin. Partially blocked there. Here come the Generals. Creech with the basketball. And that'll be a turnover from Jackson County. I believe they call that carrying, right? Carrying the basketball.
That's what he called.
Yep.
He'd call it on me if I did it.
3:40.
He'll let it go on some people.
There you go, right. Gonna call it on you all the time, is that right? Is that what you're saying?
He ain't gonna let it go by if I do it.
Shot no good. Rebound by Creech. Smith fronting Creech there at the half-court line. They get it into Gilbert. Gilbert drives to the basket and is good. Gilbert with 4 on the night has cut the deficit to 7.
That's what they need to do if they're going to stay in this game.
Top of the key, Smith gets it over to Hensley. Back to Smith. They work it from right to left to right. Melton, short-range jumper, no good. Gilbert with the rebound. So after some early game jitters, if you will, the Generals seems to have kind of settled down and making a game out of this as Creech gets it over the timeline.
Yeah, I think we were up 9-0.
Yep, started the game out 9-0, and after that, it has been a 7-5 run by the Generals.
Yeah, they're playing the zone, slowing it down. We're pressuring them, trying to go as quick as we can go.
Substitution into the contest, and again, number 1, I do not know who that is, do not have that on the roster. I do apologize as we have a violation, and it'll go back to the Panthers.
Check again with number 1, Bailey Berry for the Lady Generals.
So that may be Bailey Berry, we'll see, with the number change. Skip pass over to Shelby Wilson to Collins. Nice fake up and in. Allie with 4 points on the night, 16-7 your score. And again, it's not going to be anything easy for Sammy Creech as Kelsey Smith is in her face. All the way up, they get it into Gilbert. 3 from the wing and is good.
3 by Jackson.
Hannah Jackson, her first points on the night, 16-10 your score. Collins from the free throw line, no good. Battle for the rebound, it'll be Gilbert.
So that's when they needed to go right there. We had one laying on the ground.
A little bit more defensive pressure now as Mills and Smith, top of the key here, guarding their players really closely. Creech with the basketball, working the right side now. Skip pass over to Berry, I believe. She drives, no good, but there's going to be a foul.
Fouls on number 43, Mackenzie Hensley, her first, Pete second.
Even when Kelsey's not playing the on-ball defense, we've got Shelby and Kinsey, both quick guards that play hard defense like that.
Checking in for the Lady Generals, number 10, Blakeland Fee.
So number 10, Blakeland Fee into the contest. Berry with her second free throw attempt. That's one thing that Knox Central has, Austin. You mentioned a lot of guards, a really good guard play as Berry puts in both. 16-12 your score. Again, an early 9-0 lead has been cut to 4 here as we approach late in the first quarter. Nice passing from the Panthers. Long 3, it's good. Shelby Mills, her second 3 on the night, 8 points in the contest. Nice steal there from Collins. Panthers in transition. They kick it over to Mills. The 3, she's hot, Austin. 3 threes on the night, yep. And now back to a 10-point lead, actually largest of the night for Knox Central. We play the final 30 seconds. Berry picking up her dribble, guarded by Hensley. Now Nichols with it. Shelby Mills on her. Knox Central going to make you work for it as they get the steal, and they have the numbers. It goes back to the Generals, though. Collins right there. And they definitely have numbers there as Collins puts it in. Nice transition there from Knox Central as we end the first quarter. Your score 24-12. Knox Central on top. I'm going to give it over to Austin with some ads.
We'd like to thank Bombshell Beauties. They're located on Knox Street in Barberville. They offer a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, and accessories, hair products, lash extensions, and much more. Also visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789. And thank you to Kingsley's Closet, Monogramming and Boutique, located on the Court Square in Barberville. They offer embroidery, prints, men and women, and children's apparel. Call them at 606-619-4195.
All right, sir, your impressions of the first quarter in our contest so far. Knox Central up by 12.
They played the 2-3, and we shared the ball well and we got good looks every time. When they weren't going in, the game was a little closer, but when we start hitting shots, we go on a 10-0 run in a couple minutes.
So very good as we start the second quarter. So Knox Central on some runs, bookends here in the first, has led to the 12-point lead. Jackson County has the ball. Start things off here in the second quarter. So, Austin, you and I are together for another quarter, right? And then I think we got Harrison Trosper jumping in there in the second half. Nice shot from Gilbert. 6 points on night for Gilbert.
Got Maggie Gibson into the game.
Maggie Gibson, yeah, talk about her play. She's really come on this year as a sophomore. You got a good sophomore class on this team.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of seniors.
A lot of seniors, a lot of sophomores, right?
We got a lot of young people, too.
Loses the ball out of bounds. That's Creed. She gives it back over to Knox Central. So, yeah, you've got a senior-laden team and a group that's been together for several years. But you got, like you said, you got some young kids coming up as well that have been together. So the cupboard not going to be bare as, the end of the season. But we're in the here and now. Really good chance for Knox Central to do some damage in the region this year.
Yeah, and it'll be good for them young girls to get to have played with that older group, too, once they're gone.
Knox Central will retain the basketball. Inbounding the ball will be Hensley. Finds Collins. Sydney Hurst in the contest now, seeing her first action for Knox Central. Another one of those seniors.
Zoe Hamilton's in now, too.
Hamilton, there you go.
3 in at a time.
So you got a combination of seniors and sophomores out there as the ball goes out of bounds. That's one thing about Knox Central, Austin. They are deep, and Coach Warren will play, usually 8 to 9, maybe at times 10.
Yeah, we do. We are deep.
Nice inbound pass to Melton, and she gets her 6 point of the contest. 12-point Panther lead. 6.5 to go.
Not many teams can rotate that big of a rotation into the game. Usually you can tell a drop off, but we're playing good right now.
Yeah, you mentioned Zoe Hamilton. She came off the bench in that first game against Jackson County back in December, 11 points, off the bench, and she's played pretty well herself in her senior campaign.
Yep.
Panthers with the basketball, bring it up, Shelby Mills. Approaching 6 minutes to go till halftime. And we're going to get a foul on the floor. Looks like that's going to be Gilbert.
We got a lot of pieces. If we can figure everything out, we should be set to make a big run at the end of the year.
I tell you so far, right now as Hurst missed that shot, Melton with the rebound, kicks it out. Shelby Mills top of the key. If she is hot tonight, Austin, that is her 4th 3 on the night. 14 points. Shelby has as many points as the Generals on the scoreboard. But just talking about, Knox Central here in the region, right now, North Laurel lights out, undefeated still in the region, but you've got Knox Central, you've got Corbin as well. They've had 2 good battles so far, this season, and they'll probably meet again before the season's over with.
Yeah, you'll have to. Well, at the end of the year, you're gonna have to beat those teams if you wanna get the championship. You're gonna have to beat good teams, but we've got the talent to do it.
Yes. Hurst guarding Barry. Now over to 13. I'm going to take a guess that 13 might be Larkin Vaughn. I'm just going to take a guess there. There could be some number changes there, and it could be a home and road type thing too. Turnover by the Generals gives it back to Knox Central. 5:18 to go till halftime. Final tune-up for the Panthers. Mills top of the key. No good that time. Final tune-up before they go into district action tomorrow night against Pineville. And you'll want to keep it to the Blue and Gold Network as they'll have both games of that doubleheader tomorrow night. Hannah Melton coast to coast up and in. Melton having a good game herself with 8 points on the night, Austin.
Yeah, she is. She's real good at playing in the middle of that zone. Smart player you got to have on the floor.
Nice aggressive defense there from Sydney Hurst, knocking that ball out of bounds. And we get substitution, and it's going to be Jackson into the contest. Knox Central pulling away here, 31-14. Long three from the wing, and it is good. Give that one to Ansley Nichols. Her second on the night, Austin. 6 points total.
Yeah, that was a deep one there.
Almost shot that one from McKee, Kentucky, home of the Generals. Speaking of a three, another one from Shelby Mills. I've got 5 threes on the night, 17, and we get a quick timeout. We're going to give it over to Austin Bargo for some more ads.
Thank you to AG Trucking for supporting Blue and Gold Network. Also, thank you to KBE Basketball Academy in London for supporting this stream. Be sure to check out our weekly newsletter in the Mountain Advocate newspaper. We submit weekly Knox Central news, sports, and more. You can find more information on our Facebook about news stories from our media journalism students. And Knox Central High School is home to many clubs and organizations, sports teams. There's a bunch, and there's something for every kid at Knox Central to do. And we'd like to thank our staff and administrators for supporting everything that goes on outside of school.
All right, thank you very much, Austin. Back to the action here. We got 4:06 to go until halftime. So, again, some programming notes. We got the games here tonight. There'll be varsity doubleheader tomorrow night. Both games will be on Blue and Gold Network. I'll be back on Friday, and I'll be involved in the varsity doubleheader against Lynn Camp. And I believe Knox Central alum Sunny Ann Parton may be making an appearance from what I hear. So I might get a chance to work again with the legend, Sunny Ann, who is at UK this year and enjoying life up there in Lexington. Collins going to get substitute. So they're going to call a foul against. So they're going to call a foul against Gibson there, Austin is. So they got it all sorted out. Jackson with the basketball, down 34-17.
Good pass.
That was a nice pass in there to Barry. So Hurst is going to get the foul on that one. That's going to send Bailey Berry to the line, who was there earlier and had her first 2 shots. But those are the things that you need to see out of Jackson County, try to get back into this contest. Nice little give-and-go passing there that created some opportunity there for Barry.
Jackson County, they're usually right there in region. They could pull an upset at the arena this year.
Well, you mentioned that. A couple years back, they had those runs there. They got to the championship game that one year, and had beaten Bell County a couple times as Maggie Gibson puts in the 2. But yeah, I remember a couple of years back, I think they shocked everybody in the region. They handled Bell County in that region pretty well.
Yeah.
So they've had some really good runs.
Yeah, they're in the district of North. They don't got to worry about North until the championship, so they can get out there. Very capable of it.
Collins from the corner, no good. Battle for the rebound. It'll go to Gilbert. You're talking about the district. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll stay with Jackson County. But, yeah, in that district, 49th district, you're talking about North, you're talking about Jackson County, you've got Clay County. That's a young squad as well, up and coming in the Redbird and OBI. So the way things look out, yes, we could definitely see this team at region again this year in Jackson County. Generals with the basketball. Nice double team there in the corner, and it results in a turnover. Knox Central with the numbers. And another bucket from Shelby Mills. So 19 unofficially here this evening. Austin, I think she's looking at player of the game honors. What you think?
Yeah, 19 and a half is pretty impressive.
Again, player of the game will be given at the end of tonight's contest, sponsored by Bingham Tire and Oil. And we've got the plaque up here. Nice transition. Oh, no. Kelsey misses the layup, or the bunny, if you will, but Hallie's right there with the putback. Now,
yeah, good thing.
Give us a critique right there on that one. What did Kelsey do? What she should have done?
At least she shot it with her left hand.
All right. And Shelby Mills puts it in.
That can be her excuse.
But that transition and that fast break action that Austin mentioned earlier, Knox Central playing that to a T, and they've got a 20-point lead here late in the first half. So General's going to take out the basketball on their baseline. Trouble getting it in. They do get it into Gilbert. Her turnaround jumper is good. 8 points on the night for the senior Gilbert.
She gets it down there. She's hard to stop.
One of the tops in the league, if you will, in the region. Collins, another one, is you talk about one of the tops. No good there on that shot. Gilbert with the rebound. Spreading things out are the Generals as we have about 1:15 to go. Nice pass into Barry. Shot no good, though. Gilbert with the rebound. Up and in the foul. Gilbert coming alive here in the second quarter, and she'll get a chance for the old-fashioned three. So Hurst and Melton into the contest for Knox Central.
I'd say their coach is going to tell them to get the ball to her at halftime.
Most definitely. Gilbert with the old-fashioned three. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm sure they're already trying to do that.
Melton turnaround jumper, no good. Collins with the rebound, kicks it back out to Melton. Second try, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it'll be tied up. Shout out to Eddie Jones, who's watching us from Detroit, Michigan. What about that? We're nationwide, Austin.
We are?
Yeah, maybe we can be worldwide. Get somebody from Australia or somebody that, So if you're watching from Australia, give us a shout out. As Melton puts it in, Melton in double figures tonight. 44-27, Central on top. Again, we thank you for watching this evening here on the Blue and Gold Network. As another turnover from Jackson County, we'll get the ball back to the Panthers.
It's probably one of the highest scoring halves that we've had all season.
Definitely putting it together here this evening. Melton, shot no good, battle for the rebound. Still battling Gilbert with it. Well, she's a fighter, and we'll keep things going for Jackson County. Probably the last shot here, 20 seconds to go till halftime. Three from the wing. No good. Gilbert up and in. The ball goes out of bounds and back to Jackson County. So unforced error there from the Panthers. So 15-point deficit, a chance to cut it to 13, maybe 12 with a three. We'll see what happens. Skip pass over. Creech, skip pass over as well. Jackson, 1 second, good if it goes. It's no good. And at the half, 44-29, Knox Central on top. So Austin, before you go, give us your thoughts of the first half now and things that you've seen.
I thought we played really well. You couldn't really ask for much more out of our team. And
he's mugging for the camera now too, folks, just like you know.
For as well as we played, that's kind of impressive for Jackson County to only be down 15 because we didn't miss much.
So right now, Austin taking a headset off, talking with Mr. Matlock right now. I think we're going to go to a commercial break. And so I wanted to thank Austin for his time. It's nice to working with him. But we're going to go to break here at the half. Your score, 44-29, Knox Central.
But now, well, Harrison Charlesburg is my first time on tonight. I did the JV game beforehand. So watching, not really from the microphone, feels a little bit weird. This being our first girls stream. You see, this Jackson County team is not a bad team. This is a region, I mean, you want to say a region contender if they can put together a few pieces, knock down their shots. I mean, you see they're rolling up against definitely one of the front runners in the region in the Lady Panthers, and they're going, tit for tat, everything they can do. But Knox, I mean, Shelby Mills, 21 points on the night, has barely missed beyond the arc. And so you just see, you'll see a lot of in a lot of high school sports, those best teams are the teams that will capitalize on mistakes better than any. So you don't have those teams that have a very small margin of error and they can't hold it up that consistently. You get games like this where Jackson County has a pretty good squad, but the Lady Panthers are just capitalizing on every little mistake they're making. Any, errant pass, everything is just going the Panthers' way right now.
Yeah, Austin talked about it before the start of the game, and a sense of a key for Knox Central. There's got to be, a lot of pressure, fast-paced, things like that. And Knox Central's not disappointed. The defensive pressure has caused a lot of turnovers, a lot of transition points, especially early. And you mentioned Shelby Mills, Harrison, and she's lit it up from three-point land. But the thing about it is that with this team throughout the season, there's always someone stepping up. We see Hallie, and we know that Hallie's going to get hers and things like that. But that's the thing about Knox Central this year. They've got some other players that they can go to. We talk about Shelby Mills tonight. Hannah Melton, double digits with 10. Very solid as well. And so, good, well-rounded. That's what you want to see, especially as you start getting into district play starting tomorrow night, over the next week, and then finishing out the season. We might talk about that later because there are some big games still coming up for this squad before we get to district and to region. But to talk about Jackson County, you mentioned it. This is a team, even though they've lost 6 out of their last 7, this is a team over the last couple of years that have made big dents in the regional tournament. Madison Curry last year, others, Kennedy Ward a couple of years ago, some big wins against Bell County, I remember, in those regions. And in fact, 2 years ago, they took North Laurel to the limit in the championship game. So, in the 49th, we know that North is lights out this year, still undefeated, one of the top teams in the state. But you do have to watch out for this squad as well, especially if Abby Gilbert gets hot.
Yes, especially. You see, that's what makes these Lady Panthers teams just so hard to play against, especially down the stretch. They have a 9-deep bench. They can bring 4 or 5 girls off the bench consistently to give you a bucket whenever you need it. So that's what made them so good last year, is that they were able to take teams, no matter what the score was at half, it was shifting towards the Panthers' way. They were going to win that second half no matter what. So that's why you had to come out the gate swinging against the Lady Panthers. Just one of my favorite teams to watch. You watch around here, you watch UK basketball. I've watched region championship teams. I've watched, state title teams. But this Lady Panther squad is truly, it's a spectacle.
This is a team, Harrison, that's been together as a group for several years now, so they know each other well and very experienced. You got a good group of seniors, you got a good group of sophomores as well. And as you mentioned earlier, Coach Warren is not afraid to go to the bench if he needs to. And the value and the competition does not drop off when they go to the bench.
You see right now, you've got 5 girls out there on the court that can give you a bucket from anywhere on the floor. All of them can shoot. You can say anything you want about Hannah, but she's a bruiser. One of the best. Just like her brother Hayden, some of the most underrated players in the region, both boys and girls. They do the scrappy things. They do it right, and they just clean up those little mistakes. A huge 3 right there cuts the lead to 12. But you've got 5 girls out there. You've got girls like Sydney Hurst, Zoe Hamilton, Maggie Gibson that can all come off the bench right now, and they could give you 5 or 6 points in the span of just a couple minutes as Melton misses it from the elbow. I know we were talking about Hayden. Hayden had a big game against the district rival in Barville, but we have a player down the court.
And that is the second one, Harrison, earlier.
There was a big collision there.
Creech.
Shelby Mills went up there, just a little jump ball. That's all it takes. Just got a little... Hope she's okay. Hope it's nothing too serious.
So again, being tended to, Shelby Rudd, trainer extraordinaire, Union graduate, Miss Rudd. and she'll get up on her feet. Good job there. Again, Bailey Berry, very, very tough kid. Going to get over there to the bench.
You see, and there's another thing, is that whenever you watch and you see, whenever somebody makes a mistake, Jackson County, they're not afraid to talk back to their coach. They're they're constantly communicating with her. And while that can be a double-edged sword sometimes, because sometimes, in basketball, you're very high energetic, and you don't want to, say something rash, where something could come off as energetic and that you're being competitive. Something could also come off as disrespectful, and the next thing you know, you're riding the pine.
They call jump ball on that one. It's going to go over to Knox Central. You talking about the coach there, Courtney Tyra. Several years now, the tutelage of Coach Tyra, and she gets the most out of her players.
David Hensley wide open on the wing, but doesn't take it. Smith over to Collins. Misses the jumper. The U-Pike commit. Misses that jumper as well. But, a lot of people have said, it's Hallie Collins. She's one of the best player in the region. Give you a double-double on any night. But, but she's going to an NAI school. A lot of people thought she would play NCAA, whether it be D2 or D1. But then but a lot of people don't realize college ball is college ball. It does not matter what level you're playing, who you're playing against. College ball is college ball. And it's a completely different world. As Shelby Mills hits the left-handed layup right there.
One thing I'll tell you, if you want to see how they play in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, come over to Union and watch some of the games. Those are very competitive, and we'll get to see her at least once a year as U-Pike will travel and play Union. But they play just as tough as at any level of college ball.
Very much so. Because everybody's competing for that spot. They're getting they're trying to get their education paid for. It becomes a job at that point. Your sport is your life. Whenever you go play college basketball, football, or whatever, you're committed to your sport, and that's what you do.
I'll do a shameless plug here, Harrison. Wednesday night doubleheader at Union Commonwealth University, and they'll take on Columbia University out of South Carolina. So if you're in the area, check it out. Some good basketball over there.
Oh, what a pass right there from Collins. Misses the three. Nice little no-look right there, a little bit flashy.
Ball movement has been great. They've just not been able to put it in the basket the last couple trips.
Both teams kind of been dead this coming out the half. Just gets it down to Gilbert. Gilbert going to go up, almost finish the and one. But, a lot of people were saying, well, Knox Central, they lose that badly to North Laurel, and then, you lose to Corbin in the 2A sectional, and, but then you got to remember, so many teams, they'll either start off hot and finish out not so hot. So it's good to see loss right now, because you have to have loss in order to really appreciate the winning and to have that drive. And, it's great if you're undefeated. Hats off to North Laurel. I know you believe 18-0, 19-0, around that range.
They are definitely.
They are top contenders in the state. But that's kind of, like I said, you want to say double-edged sword, because how are you going to bounce back from a loss? How are you going to respond to that adversity? And sometimes it can make or break a team. The good teams, whenever they will respond to loss well. But, you see these Panthers, they end up beating Corbin in the WYNT Classic and losing the 2A. But as long as you're not losing that region tournament, what does it matter?
Well, you're talking about, and in both, we'll talk Corbin and North and Knox Central. Harrison, as Hallie Collins will go to the line, shoot two. But they still, all of them have some big games coming up on their schedule. And Knox Central, they're gonna go to Pulaski Southwestern here in about a couple of weeks. That's going to be a big game as well. And then they've got Danville Christian, state champion Danville Christian, by the way, coming into town here in February on the 20th.
Danville Christian, definitely one of those programs, they'll have a football team. I don't believe they have a baseball team. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you love to see a school like that just, they find something. All these other schools you have, in that region, that 12th region, you've got Pulaski County that has around 1,000 kids. You've got people like Somerset. You said it's Southwest Pulaski, who I remember last year when we got snowed in for about 3 or 4 weeks. That was the first time I got to get out the house. I was so excited. And I believe the Lady Panthers ended up winning that by maybe 8 or 9 points.
Vaughn with the basket, her first on the night.
First on the wing. Kicks it out to Collins in the short corner. Is just going to go up, gets fouled. I believe it's going to be on Gilbert.
So Knox Central, we were talking earlier, programming note, goes into district tomorrow night against Pineville. And then on Friday at Lynn Camp, and then a week from tomorrow, Barberville, so they get their district taken care of. And then they end with, you've got Southwestern, you've got Harlan, which is no slouch in this region, as well as Whitley County before they finish things off there with Danville Christian. So definitely some big games coming up for the Panthers.
So, you know, they gotta hit their stride whenever they can. And, you know, people always talk about the teams that can get hot in March. That's really all that matters. You know, people talked about Corbin last year and talked about, oh, man, they're not the Corbin of the past. They're not, you know, this big contender. But they got hot in March. They beat teams that a lot of people said they shouldn't have. They made it to the championship and lost to a state runner-up, Harlan County. And a lot of people talk about this year. They say they lose, you know, Xander Curley and Trey Worley, and everybody's saying they're not going to be good this year. Then they light up South Laurel, which is a front runner for the region this year. But praise up to Josh Steele. I hope he makes a great recovery there. Hounding defense so far. Does not make the basket. There's going to be a foul right there.
But still good defense there, as looks like. So they give it to Hurst, but you had Hurst and Melton as well as Smith in there doing damage there against Barry.
Gibson checks in the game. She played the JV game. Jackson County did not make a field goal in the JV game until 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Turnover's going to give the ball back to Knox Central. That lead is starting to widen out here in the third quarter, Harrison, 52-35.
So you can tell that the Panthers were getting kind of frustrated. They just couldn't put it away, and that's what I love about this Jackson County team, that they'll just nag at you. They don't care. Smith over to Gibson. Gibson, backdoor cut from Collins, just behind the bag, wasn't even looking, just kind of put it up there.
Nice.
Nails it. That's one of those things you think only Hallie Collins could do that, and their coach not take him right out. Nice three right there.
Got that skip pass too. That's very, very nice.
As a coach, you know, you try to tell your players, don't skip it across the court. There could be somebody watching. You know, skip cross-court passes don't usually end up well at this level of basketball. It's Hurst wide open for three, misses it off the back iron. Gibson almost grabs the rebound. Smith just hits it off of 14's leg.
Creech back in the game for Jackson County.
And so before, you know, here at halftime, you know, you saw the cheer team perform here. Cheer team, Knox Central's cheer squad, one of the prides of this school. You know, winning two back-to-back state championships, winning a national championship not even a year and a half ago. As Gilbert gets a fast break right there, but as a football, she nails that right there. But as a football player and a person who played basketball, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt the cheer team works harder than any of them.
All right, timeout on the court. I think you got some ads to read there.
I do believe so.
All right, pay the bills.
You know it. Thank you, Mountain Advocate newspaper, supporting Knox Central media students in this stream. Mountain Advocate is Knox County's most reliable source for news, printing, copier sales, and much, much more. Stop by and see us at 214 Knox Street, across from Subway in Barville, or call 606-546-9225. Also find them online at mountainadvocate.com. So as I was saying, Joy McKeon, NFHS Kentucky Cheer Coach of the Year. You see Joy, after lunch, she sells popsicles. 50 cents a popsicle, and it's little things like that she works her way into the community. She's not just the cheer coach. She always has a smile on her face at school. Just one of the best people that you could run into at Knox Central. Always nice, always kind and loving, but whenever it's cheer time, it's cheer time. And Joy takes her cheerleading very serious, and that's what makes this program just such a powerhouse.
Now get another trip, next month down to Florida? A chance to get another natty, as they say.
Yeah, I guess so. Placed 4th last year. That's going to be an over the back right there. Good call. As Hensley's going to check into the game. You know, Kenzie Hensley, one of my favorite defenders to watch in the region. I mean, she can defend any other guard in the region. I'm taking her over anybody else.
Nice pressure there from the Panthers. They'll make Jackson County work for it.
Oh, yes, driving left. Misses the layup right there. Collins just grabs the rebound. Go, drives right, gets out to Hensley. Hensley going to take the 3, misses it way short. Hensley's going to be fouled right there.
She didn't exactly get the pass clean, and I think that kind of caused the rhythm of the shot where she was a little short on that, but Hurst with the rebound and getting to the line.
Hannah Melton's going to check into the game. And Zoe Hamilton as well. As she misses off the front iron for that one. Hallie's going to check out of the game, and so is Shelby Mills. You see, if you saw right there, they were face guarding Shelby Mills all the way down on that, on the inbound. What's funny is Mills was kind of the thorn in Knox Central's side whenever they would play against South Laurel.
Yeah.
If you watch that region tournament game, they ended up being a classic overtime game. Shelby had 20-plus points, and you know, South was down by 6. You know, with I believe about 30 seconds to go into that game, and they just kept knocking down shots and fought their way back in. As Hurst just grabs it, gonna go up with the righty, muscle memory. But Jackson County's in the double bonus, so you got to be pretty careful on what you play defensively from here on out, because you know Jackson County's a team that'll use that to their advantage. Spin move. It's a screen from Gilbert. Fakes the shot, tries to get down to Gilbert. Great steal by Gibson. She just looks like she may have tripped herself up right there. Gets over to Melton. Melton over to Hamilton. Hensley tries to get down to Melton in the low post. There was very lopsided right there. A lot of people on the left side of the court, and so as you're a coach, you don't want to see that. You want to see a lot more balance. As Gibson almost gets another steal right there. Hensley skips it up to Hannah Melton, but is a little bit too much oomph on the pass. But you talked about, I know you were talking about district play earlier. Pineville's not a team to overlook in this region. A lot of people like to overlook them, especially when it comes to girls, but that's a team that's scrappy, and they'll knock down the threes if they need to.
Yeah, they had a win against Barberville and Lincamp in district play. So tomorrow night, I know it'll be Knox Central's first district tilt, but Pineville coming in here looking to maybe steal a win here and get that #1 seed.
Maybe a little bit of a trap game there for the Panthers. We were talking about trap games. The boys ended up losing to Tate's Creek the day after beating Barberville. You know, Coach Madden was talking about how that was such a trap game for them, as that's a walk right there. She picked up a pivot foot. But he was talking about trap games and how it can have an effect on you mentally as a player whenever you think you can just go into something. And that was one of the things that they tried to say about Barberville, was that Barberville was going to be a trap game. They were going to throw the kitchen sink, but the Panthers were prepared for that. They were prepared. I think Coach Madden has done a great job with turning around that boys program.
It's going to be very competitive tomorrow night in that contest with Pineville, who actually showed well in the state last week.
It's going to be the end of the third, 56-40, but the region is as wide open right now as it has been as long as I can really remember. Thank you, Army National Guard, for sponsoring this stream. Get up to 100% college tuition. For more information, go to nationalguard.com. Thank you, Mountain Advocate newspaper, for supporting Knox Central media students and the stream. Mountain Advocate is Knox County's most reliable news source for printing, copier sales, and much, much more. Stop by and see us at 214 Knox Street across from Subway in Barberville, or call 606-546-9225. Also find them online at mountainadvocate.com. Thank you, Talking Donkey Coffee House, located on the Court Square in Barberville. Talking Donkey offers a huge variety of specialty coffees, sweets, lunch, yogurt, acai bowls, and much more. Find them on Facebook at Talking Donkey Coffee House, or call them at 606-645-2040. But like I was saying, you could name about 5 or 6 teams that could go into that region tournament whenever it rolls around, and they could win it for you. You could talk Harlan County, you could talk North Laurel, you could talk South Laurel, you could talk Clay County, you could talk Corbin, you could even throw Knox Central in that mix right there.
Yeah, it is. Typically, it is wide open, and nothing different this year. Don't let the record deceive you, but South has got a really good program, 12-6, but they always play a tough schedule. But you're not wrong, the teams that you mentioned. And so we'll see how things play out over the next month as we get to tournament play. But, it just means, get to the arena there in late February, early March, because you're going to see some really good basketball action.
You can win as many games you want in the regular season, but when it comes tournament time, you've got to win the tournament. That's going to be it was deflected, so it will not be an over and back. Gilbert, guarded by Gibson, just drives it left. So they're going to call foul right there on Gibson. That was tough defense right there. 7:42 to go. Panthers lead by 16.
16, that's the points that Gilbert has to this point. Here tonight, trying to make it 17. And she does.
Jackson will not go away. I like that. They're not laying down. You see a lot of teams will down 15 or even just 10. They'll just lay down, kind of let them do whatever they want. But they're throwing the kitchen sink at the Lady Panthers right now.
Again, this is a program that started out 8-3 on the season. A little bit of lull here mid-season. Losers of 6 out of their last 7. But I think a lot of that was, we were talking earlier, Harrison, I think, Gilbert was out on some of those games. She's back in there, and she makes a big difference for them.
I do believe that hit off of Hensley right there. I do believe that should have been Jackson County ball, but that ref has a way better view than I do right down there. Lady Generals did not like that call. Over to Hensley on the wing. Tries a Euro step, but nice defense right there from the Generals. I remember last year, you're talking about Jackson County and Bell County. That game came down to the wire last year up at the Corbin Arena.
Jackson County hanging around, Harrison.
They won't go away.
It's a far cry from their first meeting back in December.
Yeah. As Hensley's just going to grab it away, kicks it over to Hamilton. Gibson seemed to be wide. You had 3 girls wide open down there, but Jackson County's just going to go wide open layup, makes it a 12-point game. There's still 6.5 minutes left to go in this game.
Coach Warren shaking his head there, going to talk to the team as Harrison will throw some ads your way. No, it's not over. You're right.
Los Primos Mexican Restaurant, located on the Court Square in Barville, offers a wide variety of specialty, authentic Mexican dishes. Find them on Facebook at Los Primos Mexican or give them a call at 606-545-6000. Los Primos also provides to-go orders with DoorDash. Visit Los Primos today. Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, lash extensions, and much, much more. Also visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789. Thank you to Kingsley's Closet Monogramming and Boutique, located on the Court Square in Barville. Kingsley's Closet offers embroidery, DTF prints, men, women, and children's apparel. Call them at 606-619-4195 or find them on Facebook at Kingsley's Closet. Also, a special thank you to owner Abigail Carnes for supporting media students and providing crew neck sweatshirts for the winter season. Yeah, this game ain't over. You have a whole 6.5 minutes left in the game. They've cut this deficit down over the course of this half.
15-point game at halftime. It's been hovering around there here in the second half, but now Jackson County, they get a bucket here and they cut it to 10, and so
but they won that third quarter, holding the Panthers, who dropped 44 in the first half, to only 12 points that quarter. Kelsey Smith's been bringing it up for the Panthers as Shelby Mills is getting face guarded. Gibson, the short corner, misses it. Collins grabs it, goes up with it, fouled. Oh, misses that in one right there.
Yeah, Collins going to the line, but one thing, Harrison, the shooting percentage for Knox Central, I can't give you the exact details, don't have those stats, but I can tell you right now just from looking, shots not going in the second half for the Panthers as they were in the first. The thing about the first half, though, they were getting a lot of transition buckets, and that's what kind of got them to the big lead. They're not seeing that here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, face guarding Shelby Mills, they've had to resort to And usually that's what makes the Panthers so good is that, you know, you can lock down their best player, but we'll just go to this player. We'll go to the 4 other girls that we have on the court that can give me a bucket. But right now they're not doing that right now.
16 points for Collins on the contest. 14-point lead.
Gilbert gets a screen and take the 3, misses it. Collins grabs the rebound. 14-point lead with 6 minutes to go here in the game. Over to Collins. Collins, not a lot of resistance right there. I mean, you know, I say not a lot of resistance, but what resistance can you give Hallie Collins?
Exactly. Starting to heat up here in the last couple of moments too, Harrison. 18 points on the night for Collins.
Wide 3 right there. As Mills gets it, skips it over to Melton, going to go with the left hand.
Lovely passing there.
Said transition buckets. You see that right there. So we're going to get a timeout from Jackson County. You see, that's how quick these sort of games can get away from you. It was a 12-point lead. Jackson County had that momentum, and now, boom, now you're right back down to a 16-point deficit in 30 seconds. Yeah,
and you're at the point of kind of blowing things away here with 5:31 to go in the contest. Any more ads you got for us there, sir?
Yes, I do. Thank you, AEG Trucking of Tyner, Kentucky, for supporting the Blue and Gold Network. Also, thank you to KBE Basketball Academy of London for supporting this stream. Thank you, Blue Willow Gifts of Barville. Blue Willow is located in the Parkway Plaza in Barville. Blue Willow offers one of the largest gift selections in southeastern Kentucky. For more information, follow them on Facebook at Blue Willow. See, you know, we talk about tournament time this stream. Tournament time, man, that's when it gets busy. I know Mr. Matlock hates doing tournament time because you got, you know, you have to get all over the place. You have to ship the equipment. That's probably the hardest part is shipping all the equipment we have over here. You know, you have this trusty little box. You got that big old tripod. You got your scoreboard camera. People don't realize it's not just a little camera that you could set up all maybe with your phone, and then you have a little microphone that you talk into. Like it's a full-blown setup, and it takes a lot of work.
Well, at least you're not lugging around the big desktop computer as before you got a little laptop this time.
Tell me about it. I was the one that had to lug around the computer.
The first of, 4 games here at home this week for the ladies. Tomorrow against Pineville, Friday, Lynn Camp, and then Saturday against Tri-City Christian Academy out of Bluffville, Tennessee.
This is our first girls stream of the year so far, which is surprising. I believe up to this point we had already done 8 or 9 streams last year for the girls. But not a lot of home games, boys and girls.
And something called weather has gotten in the way here the last couple of weeks too, right?
Just maybe. Gibson gives it over to Collins, just skips it right over to Melton. Misses the short corner. Gives it over to Gibson. Gibson knocks down the jump shot. 20-point lead is 5 minutes to go. You know, I said 12-point lead with 6 minutes left. Now it's a 20-point lead with 5 minutes left.
Starting to tighten things up, Knox Central, especially offensively, that we weren't seeing that early in the second half. So
Gibson tried to help off right there. Ended up leaving a wide open shot. Lucky she missed it. Great play so far. Melton just knocks it down, just able to find that. It's like, and that's what I was talking about during the JV game. Whenever you watch good basketball teams, especially this Lady Panthers team, you can see there's almost like a sixth sense whenever a team is just truly connected and whenever they're on fire. There's like a sixth sense. They know where the open player is. They don't even have to think about it. Like it's muscle memory for them.
Shout out to Hannah Melton there. One of her better offensive games, 14 points on the night.
Usually, you know, not up on the stat sheet. She's your charge taker. She's your, you know, your rebounder. Whenever Hallie's not able to grab the boards.
Kind of does the dirty work, doesn't she?
Yeah, just like her brother. Love watching Hayden play. It's a nice little crossover right there.
Yeah.
She almost beats Mills. Kicks over the wing, just takes it with a hand in her face. Gibson grabs the board. As Kelsey Smith and Collins were kind of fighting for it right there. There's going to be a foul called on the floor.
A little bit too late on the pass there from Kelsey Smith in the transition. Kind of cocked things up there, but they they'll keep the basketball with the foul as Hensley comes into the contest.
That's Hannah Jackson's third foul of the game, who also played JV. But you've had 3 or 4 different girls that have checked in, that also played the JV game.
16 points on a night for Hannah Melton. I don't know if I've ever said that before watching her play, but she's had a really great night. Gets the rebound there.
Brings it up, tips it over to Shelby Mills. There's a little bit too much on it, a little bit too much mustard.
Too much mustard, right? Too much. Knox Central trying to clean up some things here as they get ready for Pineville coming into town tomorrow night. Again, that's part of a varsity doubleheader here on the Blue and Gold Network. You're on the call for both of those, or part of those?
I believe I am.
Okay.
Anything that bald bearded guy tells me to do.
I'll be a spectator tomorrow night on that one.
Definitely going to be a good game. You know, a lot of people, you know, they don't realize that district games are district games. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close, and you have to be good to be able to pull away. Like I know a lot of people were saying, well, Barville and Knox Central, you know, Knox Central probably didn't play too good because, you know, they think of Barville, they don't think of a very good team, but a rivalry game's a rivalry game. The emotions are high. You know, district games are is my favorite time of the year because it's where nobody has anything to lose because it's the regular season and it's just 2 teams just butting heads and going at it.
Well, and you hope for a good atmosphere tomorrow night. I caught a doubleheader a couple weeks ago, Pineville and Barberville. That was over here as a varsity doubleheader, and it was a good atmosphere. You know, and then I believe it was a really great atmosphere for Knox Central and Barberville, the boys, last Friday over there too. So you're hoping that you get that atmosphere tomorrow night.
That's what
hey, and you could even be here and still watch Blue and Gold, right?
Of course.
Off your phone.
Exactly. Kelsey Smith, wide open 3, misses it from the wing. A couple flashy passes from Hallie Collins tonight. As Hensley just gets it over to Smith, who has another open shot, but makes the extra pass. Spin move, fade away, got it. Oh my goodness. What am I saying about flashy? I mean, who am I to say what she does?
It's that's bring your lunch pail to work type of deal for Collins.
I know a lot of people try to say these southeastern Kentucky teams, they can't beat those northern Kentucky teams. They can't go up to Louisville or Lexington. But these Lady Panthers proved it wrong way early in the season, taking down Frederick Douglass, a team that was a contender in the state last year. So people are starting to realize that southeastern Kentucky is the real deal whenever it comes to basketball. Shelby Mills just lighting it up tonight with a minute and a half left.
27 points on the night for Mills. Pass in over to Vaughn. That ball rolls out of bounds. And we're going to get some players off the bench for Knox Central as they come in. Other players coming off Jackson County's bench as well. 74-48 your score. Harrison back with us here. Take it away, my friend. So they're emptying the benches now, Harrison.
The benches right now, you know. I think Coach Warren might have heard me whenever I said this game ain't over.
Well, you know, he had that timeout there, I think early in the fourth quarter. He talked to the team a little bit. He just, you got the lead and everything, but you got to keep playing. You got to make sure you're, playing your good ball because if you're not doing that, somebody can sneak up on you, especially as they start getting into district play this week.
Hurst has it on the wing, kicks it down to Smith. Smith misses the layup. Gibson puts it back up, misses it. Smith grabs the rebound, puts it up, gets it.
Kaylin Smith getting her first bucket on the night.
That's going to extend it to a 28-point lead for the Lady Panthers as time winds down, 30 seconds left. Defense, that third quarter, defense wasn't too good, but then they came out swinging as they're going to knock down a 3 right there, but time's going to wind down, I believe. Maybe just dribble it out, but you never know. Whenever you play JV, you got to act like every second's your last whenever it comes to varsity games.
Yep. Knox Central going to go to 14-4 on the season.
Nails,
Nice shot
right
there.
Nothing but net.
And Jackson County will fall to 9 and 10 the final 2 seconds.
No time left. Is 78-51 is your final score. Huge win for the Panthers, especially whenever you saw Jackson County almost make a comeback there. I mean, it seemed like this was going to be a single-digit game, even if it may be a one-possession game, but the Panthers just cleaned it up like it was sort of like a business trip. They didn't panic. They didn't let it get out of hand. They just shut it down and kept it where it needed to be and just finished the job. That's all you really need to do.
All right, Harrison, good working with you here in the second half. I guess I'll see you Friday night,
Yes,
maybe?
you will.
All
Yes,
right.
you will.
All right. Well, you have a good night, my friend. I'll let you finish it up.
All right, you too, Mr. Steve Black. So, blue and gold player of the game, Shelby Mills, lit it up all night tonight from beyond the arc, transition buckets, defense, whole 9 yards. So we're going to go cut it off right now. We will be back for the interviews with Coach Warren and Shelby Mills. We shall be back. Congratulations, Coach, on a big win right there. I mean, that Jackson County team, that's not a bad team right there. You can tell that they were nagging. It was 56-44 with 6.5 minutes left to go, and you called a timeout. What did you kind of say going into that final stretch right there?
Well, well, we had 5 trips and we had 5 turnovers in a row, and we just kind of got after them in that timeout and said, you know, let's go. This is not us. I think we got content on where we were at. Our defensive pressure, you know, we let up, but now they come out and got after it and made a run there to finish.
That second half right there, they face guarded Shelby Mills, who had 21 points there in that first half. How'd you sort of try to respond to that?
Yeah, you know, they try to take her away, and you know, we're not a one-trick pony, I guess you'd say. You know, so we kind of tried to go through Hallie a lot there. Had Maggie and Hannah. Hannah Melton stepped up big for us tonight. I think she had
18 points.
18 points, knocked a lot of those shots down, and she's been a little reluctant to take those of late, so we're really happy to see those go down.
So how do you feel going with that win going into district play now?
You know, I feel good. We needed that right there. We've not been at home a whole lot, and we needed to get off that bus and get here and get in front of our fans. You know, good crowd tonight. The cheerleaders were here. You all are here. We appreciate you all. So we needed this momentum going in tomorrow night with Pineville.
So you took 2 tough losses that, you know, aren't on that regular season win-loss record, like losing that 2A to Corbin and losing a big one, the WYMT Mountain Classic. So how have you tried to respond to that as a team?
Well, consistency. You know, you go back to the 2A there with Corbin. We're up 17 at the half, go up 20, and, you know, just kind of went flat and let them gain the momentum's real. You know, reel off 6 or 8 points right there, and we just talked about it back here. You know, we need to put 4 quarters together, and I think we're getting closer to that.
And so, you know, you guys definitely have a bit of a tough stretch coming up. I believe Southwestern, Harlan County, I believe that's what Steve Black was saying, and you know, Pineville's not no team to look over. So you're starting
a really good Danville Christian bunch coming in
very
here.
Very good All-A state champs.
Yeah.
And so whenever, you know, you guys played a very tough schedule towards the beginning of the season. Beating a team like Frederick Douglass was definitely a big win. So whenever you schedule those harder teams, you know, sometimes it can wear you out, but it can also strengthen you up a little bit. So how do you feel about those?
It can. You know, we had 3 tournaments there in December, you know, with the WYMT, went up to Lexington Catholic, and then went to Florida. We wanted, you know, that was 9 games right there, and, you know, we wanted to see where our girls were at and kind of see where we needed to be. And, you know, kind of got beat up a little bit of, you know, the competition and everything, but fared pretty well. We wanted to do that to get us ready for what really matters, you know, this district run and hopefully getting through it and making a run at the region.
So how do you feel, you know, you're about maybe a month and a half from tournament time, and that's where it matters. So how do you feel right now, and what track do you feel what track do you see your team going on until you get to that region tournament?
You know, I think, you know, we've played, this is the third game in the 4 days right here, and I feel like we moved the ball better tonight than we have in a while. You saw early there we put up 45, I think, in the first half. You know, the ball movement was great, looking for one another. So I feel like our continuity, you know, playing with one another right here, I think we're coming around, you know, getting our rotation where it needs to be. So I feel good going into district play.
Well, congratulations, Coach. That's a great win.
Thank you all. I appreciate you all covering us.
No problem. So we have lost Shelby Mills. Well, thank you, Coach. How are y'all doing? Y'all doing good? It's good. Really?
How many questions am I asked?
However many I ask you.
Oh.
Congratulations tonight. Great game, 29 points. Hit a lot of threes there in the first half. What was sort of your mindset going into this game?
Just adversity and working through all of the shots that I missed and trying to make the shot and focusing on.
So now you've got your district play coming up. You got Pineville coming into town tomorrow. Then you've got Ling Camp and then Barville. How do you feel going into that?
I feel really good about going into those. I feel like we've been working more as a team lately, and we've been really hyping each other up on everything.
So you had a chaser on you there in the second half right there, kind of face guarding you. You had 21 in that first half. So how are you trying to overcome that?
I was trying to overcome it by, like, just becoming the point guard and then having to outrun her, and then it being 5-on-4 going down
Oh,
the court.
yeah, 100%. So, I was talking to Coach Warren about, you take that tough loss to North Laurel in the WYMT Mountain Classic. You lose a tough one to Corbin in the two-way. So how have you guys sort of responded to that as players and as a team? How have you sort of responded to
We've
that?
responded by just looking past it and not thinking about us losing to it and just working by it.
So, you pick up these wins right here. You're definitely one of the front runners in the region. You've been named as one of the, being on the watch list for Player of the Year. This is definitely a team to look forward to, especially when it comes region tournament time. So how do you guys feel as a locker room, being about a month and a half away from going up to the arena? So what track do you really see your team going on, especially as a locker room and especially as a player yourself? How do you feel going on this track up until getting to the Corbin Arena?
I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to be really hyped, and we've been hyping each other up every day, even in the locker room, and we've been having a lot of fun with each other and on and off the court.
And so that's what I was telling I was talking to Coach Warren. He said, we're not just a one-trick pony. It wasn't just you. It was also Hannah Melton, who had 18 points tonight. Hallie Collins, I believe, had 20+. And so how does it feel knowing that you have 4 or 5 people come off the bench that could give you a break and could give you a bucket?
It feels really good to have just a good team all around.
Oh, yeah, I would say 100%. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
No problem. We're signing off tonight. Big win for the Lady Panthers. Go Panthers.